Hey guys, if you're wondering why I'm in a car, that's a pretty good question. Currently there are people inside my house and I was just in the mood to film a video. I decided to film today because I'm entering my hypomanic stage. Woo! So I am just beside myself. Something I've been wanting to do for a while was answer a few questions for people that they had sent me. I was only able to gather up about 4 questions. My hope is that I'll acquire more questions over time and I can make a part 2. So consider this a premenstrual dysphoric disorder FAQ. The first question I have is, what was the first sign something was wrong? That is a very good question. So for the majority of my adolescence and earlier teenage years, I always felt different in the sense of existential dread. I do have other things going on in my life, so it is hard to tell if this had anything to do with my menstrual cycle. I googled, why does my period make me want to kill myself? First thing that popped up was premenstrual dysphoric disorder. So obviously I read the articles about it and I started tracking my periods. I started tracking when my symptoms arised. Within about 4 months, I had enough evidence, in my opinion, to conclude, hey, I am the most unstable during ovulation. What is going on? Then I proceeded to buy a book off of Amazon, which I will include in the description below. It was enough of a motivation reading that book and hearing other people's stories with PMDD that I felt more reassured. Is to keep a period diary, an app called Me versus PMDD. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very helpful app. It's a symptom tracker. You can add little notes as well about what was going on that day for you to see if that contributed. It was literally a simple Google search that led me to finding out about this disorder. This is more of a personal question for me opposed to the disorder itself, but I was asked, do I have any other mental or physical illnesses, and does that affect PMDD? I have anxiety, depression, I struggle with self-harm and binge eating disorder. Physical side, and stay with me here, kyphosis, scoliosis, a liver disease, a thyroid disease, IBS, asthma, and polycystic ovarian syndrome. Yes, PMDD makes all of my mental illnesses go chaotic. During ovulation, I am the maddest, the saddest, the most ready to jump in front of a moving bus ever. It takes regular depression and it turns it into a type of hopelessness that is so dark, I can't explain it. The anxiety becomes shaking and panic, like pure panic and paranoia. Because I do have chronic illnesses, I deal with chronic fatigue. And I would say that the exhaustion from having premenstrual dysphoric disorder on top of being chronically fatigued can be quite the combination to make a day challenging. Next question is a good one. How do you differentiate PMDD from chronic depression? I just want to say you can have both of these things as well. What I would say to you if you're trying to figure out the difference, once again, definitely download that app. Figure out when your symptoms are arising. Notice any other symptoms, Are you mad? Are you more sensitive to rejection? Are you anxious? Trying to distinguish whether or not your symptoms match up with ovulation would be the key to your answer. And the last question, how can people best support me during my PMDD symptoms? That's a good question too. I wish I had a better answer. I think one of the most important things for my friends and family to take into consideration is I don't know what's going on either. I know I'm acting differently. I know I'm presenting myself differently. I know I'm isolating myself. What I need the most during these times, I think, is company, but company that doesn't expect much energy from me. Honestly, listening to what I'm saying is one of the most important things. It really is when it boils down to it. Just knowing that somebody cares enough. It's hard as it is just to open up about this because so few understand just how debilitating and heavy this disorder can be. This is my little FAQ video on PMDD. Fortunately, I did not receive many questions, so I'm hoping that within the next month I can gather more and do a part 2. Hope you have a great day, and don't forget to check the description box for that book, and also I'll put the info for the app as well.